Ah!
I was expecting it all. I mean, I was there for a majority of the filming parts, and you know, first of all, it was really fun to do this. The reason that I got involved, and I'm sure speaking in part for you guys, is that, you know, I'm a fan of these guys, and I knew hanging out with them would be fun, but I didn't realise exactly how relaxed it would be being in the studio with Pro, or just going down to rehearsal and hanging out. It just didn't feel like we were being filmed or there was anything going on, and that was a real achievement for Ross, I think, you know. And to see the ad and to see it actually make its way into something like 60 seconds, and the way the music brings it together, and the way some of the shots speak to each other, and I just loved it. I loved the experience, and I loved the ad, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Great stuff. What about you guys? Frank and Jimmy, to work with these guys, what was it like for you?
It was fun. It was really fun. I mean, obviously we didn't know how it was going to be, you know. We're sort of kind of the underdog in this, because obviously we just put our album out, and we're very new band, and so I think first and foremost we were quite excited to be asked, you know. I mean, when you put us alongside these guys, they've been doing their thing for a while now, everybody knows who they are. So yeah, we kind of went in with a little bit of trepidation and didn't want to trip anyone up, you know? Yeah. But yeah, exactly. You see me, yeah, we did our job. But yeah, it was fun, it was really fun. It's just been relaxed. I mean, we got a day in the studio with Pro last week, and it's been chill. Like, everyone's just really easy going, and we're in safe hands, you know. Like, that's the best part, is they're able to film like us doing what we do without getting in the way, and therefore got a really good out of it, you know.
Stephen, this is the second one I've seen you in. The last one you were jumping along the sort of rooftops of cars, which was kind of like where you grew up, really, wasn't it? So this one was a little bit different, wasn't it?
Yeah, the main difference was how organic this was, and what Ross was able to capture is the most intimate part of the creative process. You know, it's like having sex. You enjoy it for the most part, but you don't really want people watching you while you're doing it. You know?
Zane might disagree with that.
No, I was actually, as soon as he started that, I was like, where's this going to go? It couldn't have ended better, really, for everybody.
Yeah, but to be able to capture it, and also to have it make sense. You know, I wasn't, skeptical is the wrong word, but I was apprehensive, you know, because you seeing yourself in that kind of place where you're writing music, like me and Zane were together. I walk around the studio having a conversation with myself, because I don't use paper, so it's all like an Italian with my hands, walking around chatting to myself, thinking up lyrics, and it was always going to be scary watching it back, but watching it I got the tingles, you know? And even seeing the 60-second version, I was like, was that a minute? It felt like it flew by so quick, and it gets the message across. I think it's really easy to see from the advert that actually most of the inspiration comes from the still and the mundane. You know, it's not as exciting as it may seem, but the excitement comes from what it provokes.
I mean, you're right in the middle of this at the moment, right?
Yes.
In your album. The Boys, you've just, I think it's about a month or 2 months your album's been out, so you know, that time is quite tricky, isn't it? It's not a glamorous part of making an album, is it?
It's not. It affects everything from...
When was the moment in your life that you first really realised that music matters so much to you?
It's a weird question for me, because obviously I've been doing this for a long time, but I had a bit of an epiphany recently. Like obviously this band has changed my life for like a whole bunch of different reasons, and I feel like I'm a much better person now because of this band. And I only really realised that music mattered to me recently, really recently actually. Like, we were on tour, and we were playing a show, and we were playing a brand new song, and the whole place just lit up. And that was when I was like, okay, I'm doing something good, I'm doing something worthwhile, and I really believe in it. And to be honest, like, I fell into music in a weird way, you know, like, and I always felt like I didn't really belong, and a lot of the time I fought against it all. You know?
It used to frustrate the hell out of me every time I interviewed you, because I'm such a Gallows fan, and I'd be like, oh my god, this record's amazing, you guys are the purpose right now, and you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go to tattooing. I'd be like, what are you talking about?
I was always in tattooing, man. I've never been out of that, but it's just I couldn't convince myself, you know. And now I really like understand like what, you know, I feel like I have a purpose because I bring something useful to this band. It's not just like spitting and fighting with everyone, you know, slagging off magazines. Like it's suddenly like we've got songs, and like Jim is you know, like we're like brothers now, and better than some of my brothers now. I'm just playing. Don't print that for fuck's sake. I won't live it down.
It's interesting to talk to you though, before we came in here to the eyes at the moment. You know, you seem really excited about your career, and it goes for all four of you at the moment. You know, Stephen, you've got the new album coming. Zane, you've got all sorts of stuff going on in your life at the moment, and have you got time to sort of, you know, commit to something like this? Because you've got the gig in October to do, and you've got production stuff going on at the moment. You've got about 4 albums on the go. Haven't you saying that you're there?
We haven't worked that out yet.
I was going to say,
Can we work it out now then?
We're all going to play at the same time.
At the same time on the same stage.
Battle Royale.
See who survives.
It doesn't look like a bad lineup actually. Make a decent boy band.
anti-boy band.
And any changes we can all stand.
Only if you can join.
Listen, I think
You can be the songwriter.
you're the pretty boy, aren't you?
You can be the songwriter. Well, you can be the songwriter.
That could be dangerous.
It's good already. We're all committed to play. Pro's going to play some new songs, he said today.
Yeah.
These guys have got new songs, and I mean, on fire right now. You've seen in the ad that I play. You know, I'm really enjoying DJing at the moment. So you've got hip hop, you've got rock and roll, and you've got a DJ already on the lineup, and then we're all going to put our heads together with the team here and do what we've been doing so far and do the best job we can to make it a wicked night.
Well, it's great talking about the live experience to you. You know, last year I saw you Zane and Ibiza. If there had been a roof on us,
I won the first
matters.
It really, this is what matters about music. You know, Ireland's our race.
Zane, you've been to your fair share of gigs in your time. What's the
It's like fashion. I don't know how it happened. I don't know how we got asked to play this thing. And we were like, yeah, sure, we'll do it, because we'll play anywhere. But we went, and it was like, it wasn't the worst, it was probably the worst show. Yeah, it was the worst show we played. But it was like 20 people in this VIP lounge, all like Russian wives of athletes. Just sitting, wives, mistresses. I don't know who was there, but they weren't impressed. And it was the quickest headline set we've ever played. The fastest 40 minutes, I think we did it in about 25. Like, it was so quick. And that was probably the worst gig we've ever played. But it was fun.
I always like the musicians talking about those pinch yourself moments that you've had, and even DJs as well. I mean, Zane,
Questions by people. And
it's our life, isn't it?
Yeah, now when you're in the middle of promo and you're gigging and you're not sleeping, and you can get worn down by it, and it's really important that you take a step back and remind yourself how fortunate you are to be doing what you're doing, and just to really appreciate it. There's been so many of them moments, it's really difficult to pick one. It's like when someone says, name us your top 5 songs of the year, and you're like, I can only think of like 2. But yeah, there's been so many, and I hope there's loads more.
Frank, what was the moment in your life you realised you were going to make a living from music?
We just got jobs, so I don't know how I'm making rent this month. I mean, I was really fortunate in my old band. Like, we did, you know, my old band got really lucky and we signed a big deal. And this band, we got shown a lot of faith by people up front. You know, and what we've been able to do is establish our band and then be free. So wherever we take it now is kind of up to us. Like, I mean, a career in music is a difficult thing these days, you know, like it's hard to find, it's not hard to find backing, but it's hard to find support. It's hard to find support from people that really get what you're about and what you want to do. And we're lucky in the fact that we've had that for the majority. Like, we've had to fight a little bit, but for the most part, we found it. But yeah, like, I don't know, like a career in music, I'm not sure.
Someone said to me the other day that, you know, what's happened in the music industry despite all
More art, you know, and I would always think of myself as an artist, you know. All these people up here are in their own right, like, it's not about a career, we're just very lucky, we're blessed that we're able to get up and do this every day, you know, as a job, like.
Absolutely. Jimmy as well, you know, inspiring a new generation to pick up guitars and play music, because it's not the best sign in the world at the moment for hardcore, is it? You know, so you are sort of flying the flag for your own.
Yeah,
I mean,
music. It's just always been something that I've done. Like, I picked it up when I was 11, and I just knew it was, you know, it was a lot better than playing the violin, which I started out on. So. But yeah, I mean, it was just natural for me, and it just felt right. And when we started this band, there was no question that it was going to be a rock and roll band, and just, you know, make it as loud and as anthemic as we could. So, I mean, hopefully, if I can inspire one kid to pick up a guitar and just play dirty rock and roll, then I've done my job.
And is that the motivation when you boys walk on stage? Every time you take on that stage, you're thinking this might encourage somebody to pick up an instrument and play it.
Yeah, I mean that's what we all do. That's why we do this, you know, to get out what we can't say, and to show people that there's still people out there with passion that want to kick, you know, hard against everyone. And that, I mean, music is in a weird place right now. You know, like things get turned around so fast. There is every year there's a new talent show that's throwing people through really fast, and they're gone as quick as they come. You know. We're not here to like outlive them. We will naturally outlive them because our album's out there and it's not going anywhere, you know. We have no intention of slowing down. I hope we're not 50 and still doing this, but we'll be here for a while because we just love playing music. That's the difference. I mean, I know those people. I'm sure they all love music as well, but it's a factory line, you know. Like this is about crafting something. And that's why, like, working with Relentless is really good because they let you do whatever you want. Like, they haven't ever once asked us to change, like, how we are or how we write, or they just wanted to, all they wanted to do was film the process. And that was the hardest part, because no one should ever see that. That's the worst bit.
But that's the thing, when I saw the ad, it reminded me the first time I saw this video by Weezer called Zane, and it's a video of the band just playing in like a laundry at their parents' house or someone's house, and literally someone's hoovering in the lounge, and someone's rocking a baby, and life goes on. But they're doing this rehearsal of the song, and the doors open out into the garden, the sun's shining in, and they've got their amps set up on a rug, and they're just rehearsing with SM58s, drums, and it just looks amazing. And as soon as I saw that video, I was like, being in a band is the greatest thing ever. Because you get to go into your laundry, fire up while someone's making spaghetti, and just play Say It Ain't So, right? Because you're Weezer and you're awesome. And when I saw the ad, it kind of reminded me a little bit of that. Like, I would like to think that people who see the ad would go, well, I really want to spend some time in the studio, or I want to perform, and I think Ross has captured that. Like, I definitely got that essence when I saw it.
Yeah, when Ross said he wanted to build about 10 by 10 around, I was like, are you sure? Because it's really fucking boring.
And smelling.
Yeah, it smells weird. It smells like garlic. It really does.
Zane, can I just ask you quickly about sort of championing?
Quite a big deal. And you know, we played like 1 in the afternoon, and the tent was like full. There was like 10,000 people in there, and that's amazing. You know, it's a really, like, you can't explain that feeling. Like you can't explain that feeling. It's amazing. But knowing that we're going to have the opportunity to go back and play in a smaller tent, we asked specifically to be put in a smaller tent because that's like what we're about, you know. And so this year was our year, you know. That's the end of it. Like, we're going to go there and we're going to have the most fun we can have in 45 minutes in a tent with a couple of thousand people.
And it makes Relentless Live even more special as well if there are only a few gigs in the UK this year. Which there's no half measures on that.
Having a house built. Yeah. First house I've ever bought. Right. I say bought, mortgaged.
Right.
And it needs entire renovation. So yeah, that's another part of the fun. And I've got a puppy. So yeah, I don't do things by halves. It's going to be good, man. I'm not doing much on the gig front because we're out of cycle. We're coming back with the first gig and the only festival that I agreed to do this summer, which is Glastonbury, and I'm doing the Pyramid stage on a Friday.
Yeah.
First time on the main stage. So yeah, but for that to be the moment when we come back, essentially with the new material, is wicked. I done Glastonbury for the first time 3 years ago, and done it again the year after, and I started off in, is it called the Pussy Parlour? You know, the really small. Yes. And the electricity cut twice. It was hot, it was sweaty, and it was mental. But there was about 400 people in there, and to be doing the main stage, you know, 3 years on is nuts. I never could have imagined, you know, me doing it. I'm already having like anxiety dreams about it. I don't get nervous before I go on stage, but that's the Pyramid stage at Glastonbury. It's the biggest gig I would have ever done.
And what kind of condition will you be in by Sunday afternoon?
Well, the gig's on Friday. It's the first year I've actually had a gig on a day, which means that I can then go and enjoy Glastonbury. So probably wide-eyed with my jaw swinging, if I'm completely honest.
Be honest as you like.
I'm going to be somewhere in the mud. No, I can't wait. I need to get the gig out of the way so I can relax. I'm definitely going to have a drink after that.
Saying on the no half.